Hey, what's up? How's it going? So here are my betting results for UFC 281. When it came to Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles, I bet $20 on Dan Hooker, and here's what I got back. Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you, Dan Hooker, for winning me a couple bucks. I was impressed by Carlos Puelles' takedowns at first. At first, I was like, wow, a rolling tactical kind of takedown to grab his leg, and forget what it's called. There's a certain name for it already. But I was really impressed by the first couple of takedowns that Carlos Puelles tried to pull off, and that didn't really work out in Carlos's favor. And Dan Hooker ended up winning with a couple of good teeps to the body of Carlos Puelles. So really good on Dan Hooker. TKO, stoppage due to kicks to the body. Amazing. Respect Dan Hooker. And when it came to Frankie Edgar versus Chris Gutierrez, it was sad to see, Frankie Edgar is a legend. It was kind of sad to see him go down that way because that was his last fight of his career, basically, is what he's going for. He's trying to retire, right? Now, who knows if he'll come back or not and, fight another fight, whatever. But, yeah, Chris Gutierrez ended up catching him with a knee to the head, and that really leveled out Frankie Edgar. So it was a rough way for Frankie Edgar to go out, but Frankie Edgar is a legend. I bet on Chris Gutierrez due to Frankie Edgar's age and all that stuff, like respect to Frankie Edgar, and he is a legend. Just that time I was feeling Chris Gutierrez, and Gutierrez, sure enough, won me this much. Yeah, so that's a pretty good take. And see, third fight, Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. Dana White was calling that the fight of the night. Agreed. It was so back and forth, and that's how you win fight of the night, going back and forth like that. Like at one second it looked like Michael Chandler was going to win, at another second it looked like Dustin Poirier was going to win. I thought Dustin Poirier tapped for a second, but apparently Chandler was giving Dustin Poirier a fish hook, and Dustin Poirier was just trying to pull his fish hook out, and it kind of looked like a tap to me in the position that he was in. So but anyways, Dustin Poirier ended up coming back. I guess that fish hook pissed him off or whatever it was. And he ended up choking out Chandler, which was amazing. So respect to Dustin Poirier for winning me this much. And then when it came to Carla Esparza versus Zhang Weili, the odds makers really did well. Like they chose Zhang Weili as the favorite. And sure enough, who became the victor out of Zhang Weili versus Carla Esparza? Zhang Weili with the chokeout in a crucifix position against Carla Esparza. It was pretty awesome. Zhang Weili cost me $10. I only bet $10 on Carla Esparza because she was such an underdog. But respect to Zhang Weili for costing me $10. And then when it came to the main event, God, that was so fucking awesome. Israel Adesanya looked like he was ahead about maybe like 3 rounds to 1 when they went to round 5 kind of thing. And Alex Pereira, after receiving a really heartwarming speech from his coach in between rounds 4 and 5, ended up going out there and knocking out Israel Adesanya in round number 5. And I bet $40 on Alex Pereira, and Alex Pereira ended up winning me $100. So overall, I bet like 110, and I got back around like 195 or 196 or whatever it was. So as far as betting goes, UFC 281 was a success, and as far as entertainment goes, UFC 281 was definitely a success. I am happy to say that, what you call it, like there's a new champion now. Hopefully Alex Pereira lasts as the champion, has a couple of good defenses and stuff like that. I think I'm going to kind of roll with Alex Pereira in regards to the next fight that he has. I'm probably going to bet on Alex Pereira to win, but we'll see who he's fighting and we'll go from there. But yes, UFC 281 was a success, both entertainment wise and betting wise, and I had a great time watching it and filming my live reaction towards it. And I got to learn the technical term for what the fuck that roll that Carlos Puelles is doing. It was really cool until he did it like 5 times, 6 times. After he did it too many times, it was it was more points in favor of Dan Hooker, I believe. But yeah, it was a really good night overall. Respect to Alex Pereira wearing the what you call it, the war paint and stuff like that at the weigh-ins. I'm glad he won. Otherwise, would have made the war paint something to pick on from the community and stuff like that today. But the fact that he won, they're not going to really pick on the fact that he did the war paint thing and all that stuff, right? But yeah, like really like mad respect though to the new champion. UFC 281 was awesome, and I ended up making like $80+ in profit. Here it is. Here's my results. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I look forward to betting on UFC 282. I want to bet on Glover Teixeira, but my mind is leaning towards Yuri Prohaska. I'll see how I'm feeling around UFC 282, and then we'll go from there. Bet another $100 on 282, and then I'll add up all of my everything from UFC 270 all the way to 282, and see where I'm at, either in the blue or in the red. I think I'm in the blue, but we'll keep on keeping on either way. But thanks for watching my little betting show that I got going on here. But I'm going to compile these videos at the end of it, and I hope to be in the blue by the end of it. But go over to Shara, UFC 282 coming up next. But yeah, cheers, respect, everybody take care. Bye now.